advise you to harvest this specimen.
had war stuff this morning. What's up? War stuff? Viva la Rus! Don't start the revolution without me. War stuff? Has Electric Tube Boogaloo already kicked off? Also, is the Canadian Revolution gonna coincide with the North American one? The U.S. one? I said North America, we're all North American. The United States one? I think we should combine them. Napoleon Bonaparte. Oui, oui. La Révolution. Viva la Révolution. That's one thing humans are good at, is revolutions. Matter of fact, I think we're about overdue for one, aren't we? It's been a while. Have you seen Civil War, a new movie? The new one, yeah, it was pretty gay. I was really hoping it was going to be like mind-blowing and inspiring, but it was super gay. First of all, it didn't address any of the actual interesting things, and it was just some like Hollywood garbage to cash in on all the politics and stuff. You should 300, nah, that's trash. Then she's like 300 CAD. It wasn't the best. It wasn't even kind of good. It was like, you know what everybody wanted to see, and they didn't get it. All they got was the usual Hollywood garbage. The last part was the best part of the movie. I kept waiting for a good part in the movie. Even the end was like, you know, yeah, you know, of course that's what the title of the movie is, but I mean, I kind of see where they were like trying to cater to anyone who was hoping to see a good movie. So obviously you have to end it that way. The battle part, yeah. Yeah, everybody likes explosions and stuff. But I don't want to like fully critique the whole movie because, you know, there's just so much bad. There's like plenty of reviews out there that talk about what utter garbage it was. But anyways, everybody knows what we were hoping for, and they didn't deliver. Just the action part when the tower gets taken out. Boom. Yeah, action fun, but again, it was totally, you know, pandering to the Civil War audience. Everybody who's been crying for a Civil War didn't get what they wanted. So, but don't worry, they'll probably kick it off in real life here pretty soon. So it'll be a lot better than the movie. We got fuel. I'm just already disappointed about what the real Civil War is going to be like, because it's not going to be as cool as everyone thinks it's going to be. First of all, I seriously doubt there would be only two parties. It would be like more like random tribal chaos, you know, where it's like, at first it would be, hold on, let me read what you're saying just in case we're talking past each other. Yeah, it had no message, I agree. They tried to, but it doesn't. I've streamed it for people on Discord over 30 times now. Yeah, so like I said, I watched it and I was hoping it was gonna like really get into the deep politics and culture wars and all that stuff like that. It didn't even barely even touch it, and if anything, it went back in the opposite retarded direction of like, you know, hillbillies, rednecks with guns. That's what the Civil War is gonna be about. A good war show I-Fi is Generation Kill. It's realistic. I'll check it out, but I've seen plenty of realistic movies before. But like I said, the Civil War one was so disappointing because, first of all, they should have at least approximated, what it would have really looked like, and so in reality, it's going to end up being like, at first, everyone thinks it's going to be like Republicans versus Democrats, which is, you know, also bullshit because they're pretty much a union party anyway. And if they actually got in a civil war, they'd realize they're all the same people. They're like all the same deep state. And so the deep state's not going to civil war on itself. And so, yeah, they went back to 2008 Spike TV days for that movie. So the deep state isn't going to civil war itself, and even if they, tried to like pretend like that would be something to keep all the useful idiots busy for a while, the real one would be obviously like people who kind of considered themselves like, patriots and like, constitutional federalists or confederacies or whatever, kind of more like the original Civil War, with obviously none of the slavery part, because now we finally got rid of slavery. So now we don't have to pretend like it's about, race anymore or anything like that. See, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like the real Civil War won't be about like blacks versus whites or anything like. See, that's another thing they think it's going to be, because the Uniparty is just retarded, and they always sell narratives like, if you vote Democrat, you're black. If you vote Republican, you're white, and stuff like that, And so, like I said, they're not gonna civil war on themselves. There would definitely be like blacks and whites who are against the deep state, and then blacks and whites that are the useful idiots for the deep state, and so that's more what the Civil War would be about. But I doubt it would be as organized as people think it's going to be, because even though there's a lot of, tea parties, grassroots that are against the deep state, they're not organized enough to like, pose a threat. And the deep state knows that. That's why they haven't done anything about it yet. But anywho, if the Electric Boogaloo 2 kicks off, it'll be more like just random tribal warfare. It's going to be more like inner city gang wars, where you got like Bloods and Crips and MS-13 or whatever all going at it, and then you got your random, Second Amendment, NRA type yahoos that are going to be like, finally, I have an excuse to use my guns, and so it'd be more like that. And then people would be trying to be like, oh, hold on, let's not, just go crazy here. Let's try to organize this into actual political parties. And that's when they would be like, so you mean like Democrats and Republicans? And no, like I said, it's the deep state won't civil war itself. So, anyways, it would sound like it at first, but that's not what it would be. But anyways, I can't wait to see what it's going to be like, because it'll kick off any second now. So I guess we won't have to wait much longer. Texas and Cali wouldn't join. Yeah, so there's a good example. First of all, there would be no Cali. Cali would be the first, gangland territory that would be taken over by MS-13 or whatever. Texas would be one of those like probably like prototype secessionists. They probably start their own little country, and that's where the confusion would arise, because it would be like, is it a Republican state? Is it a Democrat state? And then they'd be like, wait a minute, the Union Party doesn't matter. So then, like, all of the actual patriots and libertarians and stuff would be like, now's our time. But then, like, not everyone in Texas would be on board, because they'd still be a bunch of useful idiots and stuff, and so they wouldn't be able to organize their stuff either. But they would try. They'd be like, yeehaw! Now we're gonna secede from the union or whatever, and then other states would probably be like, go ahead, Texas, if you go first, we'll follow you. And then it'll be like, all the surrounding states. And then yeah, so that would be more like what would happen in real life. It's just going to be just complete chaos because again, no one actually has a plan for any of this or anything. It's a whole bunch of dudes in their bunkers in the woods with their canned food and ammunition, and they're going to be disappointed that it's not a nuclear war because they had their underground radiation bunkers built and their fallout shelters and stuff, and all their bottle caps stored up ready to buy some um, some of those what's all the fallout cliches, like like the sledgehammers and the garbage guns and stuff, and power suits or whatever. Power suits, that's what I was trying to think of. They're saving up all their bottle caps so they can buy the latest and greatest power suits with the hot rod paint jobs on them and stuff. Psyops going on, yeah, a lot of chaos. Based, ever wonder why in end of days movies people are scared of each other, not China? Yeah, I don't think China's not dumb enough to try and invade the U.S., even if the U.S. was in the middle of a civil war, because anyone who tried to invade the U.S. while a civil war kicked off would just be all the U.S. would unite against them just to wipe out any invading whatever. My only concern is since the deep state's pretty much in bed with like all the communists, including the CCP and whatever's left over in Russia or whatever, or the BRICS get along gang. That would be more like the only fighting chance that all the commie retards in America would have in the Civil War fight, because like I said, most Americans wouldn't even tolerate it for like a day or two, but that would be one way. Zomboid joke. I haven't played Zomboid yet. I'll check it out. Japan tried fighting with the U.S. during the Civil War before. Yeah, and like I said, everybody just gets whooped. So you'd have to wait until most of the Civil War people wiped each other out, which no one ever does, and they always jump in too soon, and so. But yeah, we'll wait and see. Who knows? Any minute now. We got power. So, is that what's going on in your day? Is preparing for the Electric 2 Boogaloo? They got effed up. From what I remember, it was a naval battle. South Japan. Yeah, North and South worked together until they beat Japan. Yeah, and went back to fighting. It's what I just said. So like anyone who tries to like come in and take over, all the Americans will just unite and they'll just put aside their differences for the day and take care of business, and then we'll get back to the separating the retards from the valuables. But yeah, so hopefully by then we'll have the conservatory and sanctuary set up, and so all of the cool guys can hang out, and we'll just sit on the sidelines while all the retards take each other out, and then yeah, whoever's left over can join what's left of civilization. So people with standards and values and anything worth fighting for. So yeah, I'll keep promoting Conservataria until the battle has been won. Just because brothers are fighting doesn't mean they won't work together still. I'm just earbuds for a few. Napoleon Bonaparte is a good study. Uh, yeah, kind of. I mean, we're kind of past the, you know, aristocracy type wars, and so I mean, there is kind of an aristocracy now, even with the deep state oligarchs and stuff like that. Which that's part of the confusion. People think they're going to be fighting against the oligarchy, and but they won't know which one they're supposed to be fighting against because uh, eventually a republic will have to reemerge from the ashes, and so America got it right the first time. They just fucked up the you know the maintenance of that thing, and so America got started in the right direction. They just allowed it to fall apart and got corrupted and lost, and so um, it'll be similar to the American Revolution from Britain again. And see, now we've gone full circle. We're back to the equivalent of the British crown ruling over us, and then instead of the British crown, it's the deep state, which is just a bunch of oligarchs, bunch of crony fascists and socialist authoritarians all collaborating and so conspiring, and so those are the bad guys. Just remember, the good guys is conservatarian. That's the only part you have to remember is when you see the conservatarian flag, you'll know those are the good guys. I'll go join them and fight with them. But hopefully we don't have to do much fighting. Like I said, we can just build our little hippie colony, deep in the nature. And while the useful idiots and the commie tards and stuff are all killing each other, that's just nature sorting it out. That's Darwin's law for you. So yeah, we'll just wait and see what's left over, and then uh yeah, sounds good. These are the things that I like to talk about. Well, we could talk about it. I've already done politics before, but there was no audience, and so I think where we're at on politics is Based Oracle and I are going to start a biker gang and see if anybody wants to join, and then we might start building some kind of community. Have you read anything by Nietzsche? Nietzsche's boring. Nietzsche's a bore. I've heard about a bunch. I never took the time to read all this stuff because I could tell by the people that do read all this stuff that it's not really worth my time and effort. But I'm sure it's an interesting perspective. I'm not into all that nihilism, emo stuff, but I'm sure it's pretty accurate because if you pay attention to politics, you tend to end up being a bit nihilist yourself because, like even in America, America is like pretty much like the best system on earth currently. Not the best, but one of the best. Other than like Switzerland or something like that. But so everybody like says how bad America is and stuff, but I mean there's much worse places. Like I said, if you go to like North Korea or Venezuela or any of the BRICS countries um, or pretty much any part of Europe pretty soon. I warned them about that EU bullshit because all the EU is going to do is turn Europe into one giant socialist authoritarian conglomerate, and so they're going to be just as bad as China or North Korea in a few years. But anyways, um, So that's where all the Nietzsche stuff applies. You know, like if you're like battling Nazis and commies, that's why Nietzsche is an interesting read. But and even though we do have quite a few Nazis, you know, starting to take over in America, um, ironically under the name Antifa, which is just hilarious. But anyways, yeah. So the left wing is just they're all Nazis and commies anyway. So that's why Nietzsche is so popular in those crowds. But when you're in the right wing, like I said, Nietzsche is pretty much a bore. You need to read more, and this time I'll get it right. The other day, Pill Eater asked me good books to read for Conservataria, and I totally blanked on two super important ones, but I'll remember it this time. You need to read Ron Paul, Thomas Sowell, Murray Rothbard, Ludwig von Mises, and a handful of other of those types of people. I know you're not right wing, but you need to be ASAP. I am not right wing. I am the right wing. I like his perspectives. Yo, it's already bad there. Just essays on the genealogy of morals. It's okay. It's short. I'll check it out. I'm good on morals. I read the genealogy of morals from Jesus, and so that's where I get all my morality from. And if you read Jesus, you really don't need any other supplemental readings, and so because that's where all those denominations come from. Denominations are created when humans try to invent their own interpretations and creeds and stuff, and so there's nothing wrong with gospel preaching, but and occasionally you have to kind of throw your own words into the mix, but as long as you just preach Jesus, your morals are covered. And so that's the first step of conservataria. And then the next step is capitalism. And the best reads on capitalism, again, are Ron Paul, Thomas Sowell, Ludwig von Mises. And then for libertarian reading, you need to check out Ron Paul, Murray Rothbard, and even some modern thinkers, if and when they eventually write books. I think Scott Horton wrote a book or two. Dave Smith's probably written a book by now. I don't know. I haven't checked his catalog or anything, but you can just go listen to him talk. And so, all born Albertans are conservatives. Yeah, but there aren't any conservatives left in Canada. We already covered this. There's barely any conservatives left in America, and it's like me and my biker gang. That's about it. Um, I'll delete the last one once you read it. Liberal, not libertarian. This is why I need Discord so you can send me a book list. I had a Discord. Jack, I will create a Discord server just for you. Okay, since I've already done this a bajillion times and it's gotten deleted and censored and banned a bajillion times, I quit recreating the Discord. Plus, I didn't want to keep getting dragged into the panelverse drama, and that's another downside of Discord is when it's real easy for people to get a hold of me. I'm a real pushover when people are like, "Oh, come on over here and talk politics or whatever." I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'll come over there," and then I talk, and then it just turns into the same old. Nobody listens, nobody cares, nobody actually applies it to their life or anything, and so it just gets back into panelverse drama and stuff like that, except in Discord form, but whatever. I've never read a book in 15 years until June. Look, I guess you got to start somewhere, like a real book. I'm not really crazy on book reading because again, there's always people who are like, "Oh, I read books. I'm smart," and I've met people who do nothing but read books all their entire life, and they're dumb as rocks. And so, I guess if you read all the right books and you properly understand all of them, that's good for you. But you can. effectively gain knowledge way faster just through discourse. That's why I spend all of my time, arguing on Discord servers and panel verse debate streams and all that stuff like that, because that stuff efficiently covers way more information a lot faster and addresses actual live questions and stuff like that, which you can't ask a book, explain this concept or whatever, because sometimes the author forgot to mention XYZ. And so, blue politics, that was one of the Discord servers I used to debate on way back in the day, long, many years ago. Andrew's wife's books was the first one. That's great. I'm sure she's a smart gal. She's probably said lots of good things, and Andrew's probably said a couple of smart things every once in a while. I mean, broken clocks are right twice a day, so I'm sure Andrew's been right at least twice a day somewhere in there throughout the past. And yes, his wife is probably smarter than him. I would rather argue with Rachel than Andrew, but yeah. Yeah, I'm slow at reading. Me too. I'm slow at reading. It takes a long time, and it's so boring. And I'd rather, watch a movie about it or something, or just engage in a live debate about it online with all the book experts. That's what I love about not having to read books. I'll just go online and debate some dude who says I've read all these books by Nietzsche and Aquinas and blah 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 blah, and I'm like, great, then debate me, and then I'll debate them and see if they have anything of value to say. And so that's how I find out about other people who I would research if I had lots of free time and gave a shit about all that stuff. So I haven't even personally read all of the capitalism and libertarian books because I already know enough about it myself where I don't have to research it and be like, what does this smart person say about it? But I know enough to recommend those people. Like I said, if you read Ron Paul's books and Murray Rothbard's books and Ludwig von Mises books and Thomas Sowell books and Scott Horton books and Dave Smith books and stuff like that, then you're covered. You'll know everything you need to know about capitalism, libertarians, and then if you read Jesus books about morality, you're done. That's all the information you need in life. You don't need to know anything else. You don't need to know why socialism is so retarded and why authoritarians fail every time and why immorality is will never allow for society or civilization to thrive because you know just pay attention to history. And there's some more books you can read. Just read history books about Bonaparte and why France collapsed in on itself and why the Roman Empire fell and why every nation that man has ever created has imploded and burned down to the ground because easy times lead to dumb people and dumb people lead to hard times and hard times lead to good people and good people lead to easy times. This has already been covered, millions and bajillions of times, and you can read all the books you want to that have already, you know, gone over all this stuff. Oh, sorry, I haven't been keeping up. When I was younger, I heard libertarians speak. I never disagreed with them, but for years I was just a worker who blazed. Andrew didn't push faith on me. He was there for me when I was going to do something wrong. He just responded and spoke to me. That's the part I respect for him. Yeah, I mean, self-help gurus and, a shoulder to lean on or whatever is always helpful, but not when they do it at the expense of grifting you for super chats and joining their cults and all that sort of stuff. I mean, Andrew's got some good points, but he kind of outweighs them with all his bad points, and that's so. I'll do a study on him eventually if it's that important to you. But from what I've seen from just the very few interactions with him, he's not one of the good guys. He's one of the centrist bad guys that's kind of good enough half of the time where some people mistake him for one of the good guys. Because last thing I told him was I never want to speak to him again. It sounds good. I'm upset he let them West Watton type of people become mods. Exactly. If there are grids and Glen mods, even if they are Grids and Glen mods. Yeah, those people are, again, not helping. I took Basto side over it. Basto's a decent start in the right direction. He's one of my Padawans who will eventually become a good guy. Don't worry, I'll get there eventually. Greed, yeah, greed that's the downfall. All fell because of greed and selfishness. Of course, we already covered this. Lying grifters. Nero is a good example, and yes, all humans. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Greed leads to absolute power, so on and so forth. Yep. I agree with all the things you're saying.
Breaking news from Earth. Widespread chaos and mayhem. World President
Breaking
urges
news
all
from Earth.
citizens to do their part and harvest alien artifacts.
Harvest alien artifacts. Was I done over here? I can't remember if I was doing something else. Let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 160, 150. So I need a 4 multiple of 3 is 12, 24. So I need 6 of these. Equals 8 of those. Too early for math. Too early for the maths. But yeah, so if you're interested in politics, I might get back into politics. I got real burned out on it because again there was no audience. But if it means that much to you, Jack, I will create a Discord server just for you, and maybe even do a couple of live stream open panels on politics just for you. And as soon as it turns into drama, panel versus drama, I will quit doing politics because not interested in that. But we are going to cover religion here pretty soon, since Daisy kicks it into gear. Daisy. Daisy. Give me your answer to I'm half crazy. Oh, this part gets so loud. Drama's too much. I agree. That's why I quit doing it. That's why I deleted all the servers, all the contact lists, all the things. Ain't that winter thing anyway? That winter thing? Only watch easy if Wicked Wally is on. Yeah, I haven't been over to Easy's in a while. I might stop by to see how he's doing. Ever since the Wilson cult kicked off, lots of oldies but goodies disappeared. Like Easy, for example. I think Easy got caught up in the Wilson cult as well, because he thought it was about choosing between, like, I don't know, Glenn and BO or something. I don't know. It's just stupid stuff. And so, yeah, you know, that's what I'm talking about. All it takes is one drama tard to fark up the whole panel verse. Summertime, be happy. Summertime makes me happy. Nobody mixes anymore because of all the drama. Remember when BO and GS were friends and now they won't talk, and I can't even mention one or the other without the other having a meltdown, and why nobody talks to anybody because of Andrew Wilson, and why even the old regulars can't ever end their drama. So yeah, it's just a bunch of soap operas, a bunch of whiny bitches in their soap operas. But there's some people that are able to rise above all the nonsense drama stuff. I mean, even like mortal enemies, like I don't know if you remember a long time ago, there was this dude named Lib that used to always frequent Gen X Jeff's panels, and everyone thinks like I won't ever engage with him or debate with him or whatever, but it's not because I'm afraid of him or anything like that. It's just because, like I said, I've debated brainless socialist retards all my life, and I don't debate them anymore. So it's not that I won't make an example out of him. It's just that there is no audience to even learn from it. So like, even if like some of the halfway intelligent people were in the room listening to me tear apart Lib, it won't stick. You know, like people like Gen X Jeff are like, I don't see anything wrong with socialism. Maybe I want to have some communist friends. Why are you telling me who I can be friends with? Wee. And so, yeah, I don't get into that stuff anymore. I think Basedo is a moron. Hey, go easy. He's not that dumb, but I'll still help him if he was downtrodden. Todd, I respect. Yeah, yeah. Todd's a good guy. He's just way too easily trolled, which is a weakness that he needs to address. Besides, he's got like some demons in his head or something, because I don't know if you caught that last little pep talk I had with him here on the Satisfactory stream. Apparently, I'm an emotional woman who likes to pose like Jesus or something, you know, because I was just telling him that, you know, the constantly falling for the internet trolls is kind of a bad look when you're like a public personality or whatever. But you know, anyways, we'll just not bring up the war anymore because it triggers you know who. So that was before my time. I came April this year. Yeah, you can go back and see if it's worth getting into. It's not. Anyways, all the original Panelverse drama horrors are not worth the time and effort. So, uh, you know, you got all the usual stuff, the Talcott crowd, the Pollen slave groups, the flow states, and the Gen X Jeffs, and the, you know, all those, the usual suspects. So there's a reason why they only focus on bullshit drama, is because grifters got to grift, and you know, that's what the audience wants. And so, you know, you can't blame the grifters for grifting them, because, you know, if fools don't want their money, then the slightly less retarded will be more than happy to take it away from them. And so, none of them ever have anything actually useful to say. And so, like, if you listen to about, you know, they always bitch about, like, you know, men's problems and stuff like that. And then they talk about, you know, culture and politics. And then, you know, uh, someone with brains shows up, and then they just poo poo all over him, and you know who it is and what kind of exchange that is. And oh, the questions are so painful. Oh, Fi, your questions can cause me pain. And so, yeah, like I said, just not even worth the time and effort. So just find something better to do. But yeah. So if you're interested, I might just, you know, do a little politics for you there, buddy, old pal. And you might even you know, cheer up Jack Part 2, because Neurojack's always wanting to do more culture and politics stuff, and I keep telling him no, because I don't want to keep getting dragged back into it. That's why I had to delete Neurojack's from my contact list, because he's one of those that can sucker me back into getting back into these things. And but then he, like, half the time he won't even show up for him, which that really pisses me off, because he's always complained about not having enough content, but then he won't help produce said content. And so he's trying to be like me, and, like, you know, like, I'm real lazy. I'll let other people do all the heavy lifting, and I just show up and take credit for it and stuff. And so Neurojack's trying to out I-Fi, and I won't have any of that. So now I can edit quick. At first, though, I was so lost. 10 years from now, I'll be a pro editor. Cool. Keep up the good work. I am. Here we go. Politic account is up. Lol. Just kidding. Jack times 4 lol. Yeah, there's a bunch of Jacks. There's I think Talcott was the first Jack, because he's been around for a while, and he was one of the original Panelverse people. And then Neurojack showed up, and everyone kept saying, whenever you say Jack in a room, they didn't know if you were talking about Talcott or Neurojack. And now there's Jack Part 3, because just another Canadian is conveniently shortened down to Jack. So there's too many Jacks in our lives. We need to eliminate some of y'all. There can be only one. I have 7 accounts because Glenn mods muted me. Yeah, Glenn's mods are pussies, including the host, who allows such censorship and stuff. So, anywho, Grid named me Jack. My real name is Jeff. Okay, Jeff. Well, then name your account Jeff, and then I'll call you Jeff, because I can't remember all of the people on YouTube. I don't remember their names. I don't remember all the stuff they said. I got too much stuff going on. So, but see, now there's a Chopper Jeff and a Gen X Jeff. So then there would be 3 more Jeffs anyway. So it doesn't matter if you pick Jack or Jeff. You're gonna be Part 3 anyway. Actually, we haven't heard from Chopper Jeff in a while, so I'll go ahead and knock him off the list. But you can just call yourself Canuck Jeff or something like that, or even though I think Chopper Jeff may have been also a Canuck. I don't know. I can't remember. There's too many of all. That's why there's too many people. I agree. That's what's wrong with the world. It's too many people. So all the globalists trying to get people to eat bugs and quit reproducing. I think they actually kind of make a good point. We really do have too many people, so I'm not going to fight them too hard on that one. And then when there's only like 10 people left, and then I can, debate those people about conservatary and see if it's not worth whether or not it's worth the time and effort. We'll see. I don't know. Am I done with this? I think I'm done with this. I can't remember. Yeah. I think I got enough power for a while, so go check on stuff. Yeah, that's enough power for a while. Go check on my factory. Oh, look at my beautiful factory from here. It's developed quite nicely. My little oil power plant. Got a universal factory. Got a nice little waterfall out here in the mountains. So what holds up the platforms? Magic. Unicorn farts and pixie dust is what holds up my factory. It's conservatarian tears. That's what holds up my factory. Just like real conservataria, what holds it up is dragon tears and unicorn farts. I keep trying to build it, but like I said, nobody wants to build it, so I'm like, okay, screw it. I'll start my own conservatory with blackjack and hookers. So I might start a biker gang with BO. I'm still on the fence about that because he's kind of slow to adopting the Christian stuff, and that's like numero uno importante. And I know he'll come around eventually, but he's kind of slow. Them crayon eaters, man. You gotta explain things like 1,000 times before it sinks in. So, but who knows? Maybe Daisy will be the catalyst he needed to really jump on board. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but we shall see. I'm looking over a 4-leaf clover that I looked before. What the hell did I hear? Biker gang? Yes, Christian biker gang. Mostly Christians, hopefully. Yeah, I mean, obviously Christian biker gang. As opposed to the usual Christian Minecraft servers, we're thinking about upgrading to a Christian biker gang. It's called the Conservataria's Angels, or Sons of Conservataria. We haven't decided on a name yet, but yes, sir. We're in the thought process of creating it. So feedback welcome. If you wanna let me know what the symbol should look like, what all the morals and standards are about, you know the drill. So yeah. What do you think, GS? Are you in? But yeah, obviously it's always about Christianity, but you can't just be just Christians because then no one will join. So you gotta like sugarcoat it a little bit with politics. So that's why I sell everyone on the capitalism and libertarian stuff, because there's also people interested in that stuff. So, but yeah, it's obviously Christian based. Finally, got rid of all these upgrades. Okay. Whoa. Whoa. Y'all want to see a space elevator blast off? Check this out. Send it. Building up energy. Kablooey! Bye-bye, space elevator. Whee! Technology. So anyways, yeah, GS, I don't know if you've been following my political rants for many months now, but just like Jack was asking about, he wants to hear more politics. I told him I'm tired of politics, but I might just, slightly get back into that realm depending on the audience. So the only thing I care about politics is conservataria. And so either you're in or out, or you're with me or against me. There is no fence straddling. I'm not going to sit there and debate socialism every day. I'm not going to debate authoritarian governments. And I'm not going to debate godless heathens and stuff. And so conservatory is Christian, capitalist, libertarian. So if you're not all three of those, I'm not interested. And so Vegas Vips, what's up, dude? It's kind of like Minecraft, but um, more technology and stuff. It's gonna smack into the firmament. Yeah, exactly. So it's already back. See, I upgraded my technology, so the space elevator's back, and now we can do more technologies. See, this is my little hub down here. It's got a little rocket pod that sends parts. So now I can do things like aluminum and drones. Now I've got airplanes and airports. And I can get a hover pack and float around on my little jetpack thing, which I kind of already have a jetpack, so it's not that big a deal. And now we can do nuclear power plants and all kinds of neat stuff. Turbo motors and particle accelerators, all kinds of fun stuff. So okay, yeah, guys, what do you think? Do you guys want me to reopen my Discord server or start doing some live stream open panels for politics and stuff, or Vips isn't godless? Hey, Vips, both GS and Vips are good people. I'll be the judge of that, Jack. Only Phi gets to pass final judgment. I am the law. I am Judge Dredd. Hi guys, I was surprised DD has witches as his mods. Weird stuff. Throw a bucket of water on him. I'll be a viewer. Anyways, yeah, so I might do that. I like just chilling and gaming personally. Yeah, that's what I've been doing lately, GS, as you've noticed. As we're in a video game, chilling and not really getting back into you know what. And so yeah, I was just enjoying the beautiful scenery. It was Jack. I blame Jack for bringing up politics and eventually culture and all the drama that comes with it. But I did tell him I would reopen one more Discord server just for shits and giggles. Um, I will put that on my to-do list, Jack, just for you, buddy. I may never check it, so we'll see. I don't know. I might check on it every once in a while. See, that's the thing about even this YouTube channel. Like, once I start getting busy with my bunker projects again, I may like not be online for a while, and so there's gonna be lots of tears and stuff when people are like, "Hi, why aren't you making content anymore?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, I'll get around to it eventually." But my main content is having tea with Daisy. We like to talk about religion and stuff, so if y'all are interested in that stuff, check it out. Oh, I did see GS on Richard's channel last night. Good news. I got some sleep last night, so now I can respond and talk because my brain was turning into mush last night. So I was on a 3-day bender of no sleep, and so now that I have sleep, if Richard and GS still want to talk about religion, I'll hit them up. I'll try and jump on one of their panels or streams, or I'll create one. And you're welcome to jump in on a Daisy chat because she gets nervous. She feels like I'm picking on her and stuff, and so I don't want her to feel like I'm bullying her into the one true religion. But she already knows that I'm not going to let stuff slide because she's already tried to pull that, I'm okay, you're okay bullshit where, she's like, I feel like stuff works, and I'm like, no, Daisy, no, and then I have to like explain it to her, and then she gets mad. She feels like I'm lecturing her and stuff. So we'll see, we'll see. I'm gonna go real easy on her because I'm not gonna like beat her over the head with stuff or anything. But she already knows that you can't just sit there and just I'm okay, you're okay your way through religion. So I think she's pretty smart. She'll catch on and provide the feedback needed to have a conversation. Anyways, in the meantime, GS or Richard or I don't know Vegas anything about Vegas Vips. You're gonna have to introduce yourself, dude, because I've never talked to you ever on panels. So I've never watched the panel that you were on, so I don't know anything about you. But feel free to introduce yourself. Say hey. And then Jack, I know you're hankering for some politics, but you may have to wait until the religion is done, and then we'll get into the economics, and then politics. So you're like way you're at the end of the stream, way before we even get there. So the logical order is religion, and then economics, and then politics. And so politics is the final peg gear in the stream in the machine, and then we can talk about all the bonus points. Like the icing on the cake is a meritocracy, which everyone always forgets about, but is absolutely the best system to utilize. And so that's why I said once we formed the republic and we got our conservatarians ready to go, we'll just institute a meritocracy, and then that is the final boss of all life. There's nothing else to conquer or learn or do. So Glenn Lawrence Pete Bambi. Yeah, who hasn't been banned by Glenn Lawrence? See, the mistake you made was either appearing on a BO stream or bad mouthing Andrew Wilson. So if you do either one of those or both of those, then you'll definitely get blacklisted because he's a bit of a bitch, to be honest. I mean, if you think about it, he always talks tough, but when the rubber hits the road, if you have to cower behind your mods to white knight for you, and obviously he's promoting all the banning and censoring. Otherwise, he would tell his mods to calm down. But yeah, oh yeah, his mods are super gay. But I guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, since again you can't blame the middle management for what goes on someone's stream. So like if I ever had mods, you can't blame them for what goes on my channel, because if I'm letting my mods be gay, then that's a extension of how gay I am. So the buck stops here. That's why I don't really have mods, because like I don't even want people to be confused about who says what on my channel, because I am the law on my channel. And so yeah, people always making excuses. So yeah, lots of gayness on YouTube's these days, which is why we don't need any more. So every time someone brings up more gay stuff, I'm like, nah, we're good. I'm gonna pass. So that's what Gen X Jeff's panels for. So if you like gay stuff, you should head on over to Gen X Jeff's channel and get your fill of all the gay stuff you need. And I think Lip still hangs out there, so if you need some trans communism or just all the latest and greatest gay stuff, you know, like where to insert things into your orifices and stuff like that, you know, there you go. Gen X Jeff. That's the channel for you. And now lots of other panels like Flow State, Glenn Lawrence, Grid One, Motorsports, all of those. You know, there's so much gayness going around they can't even contain it. And you get a gay panel, and you get a gay panel, and you get a gay panel. And actually, even Sarah has a lot of gay stuff on her channel. So, like, you know, like I said, there's no shortage of it. So it's almost as if that's all it's about now anymore. It's like Kathleen Kennedy has made the entire YouTube's gay. You know, she's like, make it more lame and gay. Put lots of women of color that are gay in it. So, yeah. Kathleen Kennedy won the culture war. Now everything's gay. So, congrats, Kathleen. You won. Anyways, yeah, so me and Daisy will talk religion. Feel free to jump in, anyone who's interested. Jack, for you, I will put it on my to-do list. I will allow it. Allow a Discord server to once again just kind of sit there and collect dust because it's only going to be used by you. Welcome to the Paniverse. We got fun and games. Oh, have you guys seen my new little dune buggy here? Look, I got a dune buggy. Rim, rim. Let's go driving. See how fun this game is? There's so much to do. You can go explore and have fun. Jack, shish, thanks. Look at that big monkey. Hey, big monkey. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. Oh no, Stinky Forest. Stinky Forest, bad. They hurt you. I miss trolling Fresh and Fit, calling chicken in waffles. Maybe you need to up your game or something then, because they asked for it Monday 9 a.m. How about it? Monday 9 a.m. what? What's happening at Monday 9 a.m.? I missed it. Oh, what were y'all talking about? Best hosts around Fresh and Fit starring chicken waffles. Nah, the Big Mo stop. He had to unmute me. What's happening at Monday 9 a.m.? I missed it. What y'all talking about? What y'all talking about, Willis? Debate! Debate who? Who's debating where? We try a little debate. Debate who? About what? Where? So many questions. Oh, I missed that. I've been on panel with you, I on when I was a dick. Well, alright, Sarah's second best male host. Blah, 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 blah. Who's this we stuff? Who's we? We, where, when, how? Do y'all want to debate right now or something? Like, what are you saying to me? Don't make me pull this car over and get out and whoop y'all. I will turn this car around right now and debate you on stream, live, with an open panel. Welcome to the jungle. Topic of your choosing, or why flow state is in the closet. Was that you? Are you representative that tried to lure me into a debate? Was that you, Vegas Vips? Be honest. I'll debate you right now, bro. Just pick a topic. I'll create a stream just for you. I'll even let Jack moderate because he's afraid to debate, but iFry, from what I've seen, doesn't dip like Flo. He stood firm with it. Dude, I have never lost a debate, and I won't allow someone to leave the debate. Because if they punk out and rage quit, I will debate for them while they're gone and show how wrong and retarded they were. You don't want to mess with me, dude. I am the final boss of all debates. We have to do it right with the proper audience on my channel. Give it a few days notice for people to know about it. Let's do a test run just to see how serious and capable you are, because I don't like to schedule stuff and then be severely disappointed. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and just pause my video game here, and you and I will talk shop real quick. I haven't even had breakfast yet, so I'll give you. You already have an advantage over me. Here, I'm gonna kill the stream right now, and you're gonna see a open panel debate with Vegas Vips pop up. So Jack and GS, feel free to jump in and share your thoughts and feelings, or anyone else who's interested in seeing iFi throw down with somebody. So